Welcome to the Empowered Life. I am your friend, Ern Inyon. This podcast aims to inspire you to create the life that you want to live. If you are not yet a subscriber, be sure to subscribe and get notified when a new episode is posted. Now let's go on with the show. Hi everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Since it is Valentine's Day, in this episode, I will be talking about love. But before I talk about love, I want to talk about relationship first. Love and relationship are two different things. I want you to see the difference between the two because many times we confuse relationship as love. So let us set aside first love for a while. When we talk about relationship, we have relationships with many people. I have my relationship with my wife, with my son, with my brothers, with my in-laws, with my colleagues, my neighbors, cousins, nephews, and nieces, my classmates in high school, our clients in trails, my real and virtual mentors, the waiter who served my coffee this morning, and so on. We have so many relationships. The problem today, we use relationship to automatically mean as physical attraction or body-based. If I tell my wife that I have a relationship with our neighbor, she might get suspicious. Well, it is not. The relationship is a connection or association based on transaction. Transactions are based on need. And transactions can go right, it can go wrong. We all have needs. Let's just be practical and honest. And a need should not be viewed as something negative automatically, but as a matter of fact. Because when you say need, it appears you are using people. Well, majority of times it is. These needs can be the need to survive, the need to be recognized, the need to have a companion, the need to succeed, the need to be cared for, the need to be loved, the need to be rich, the need to be happy, and so on. You're probably thinking, but Ern, some of these needs are not actually needs but wants. Well, a need is purely subjective. What may look like a want to you may be a need to somebody. Like a woman may see the need to own a Hermes bag. But to many, it appears to be purely a want. Some women may need it so bad that they would do whatever it takes to get it. Sounds crazy, but that's their prerogative. What I'm saying is, a need is a need. It can be good or bad, and we're not going to be the judge of that. If you look at your social media account, Facebook, IG, or whatever, you have probably 1,000 people connected to you. Some have 5,000 or 1,000,000 people following you. People connect with people because they have a need to satisfy. So just stop for a while and try to examine who are the people you are currently deal with or spend most of your time. Most of us are working. So most of the time, we are in our office or work dealing with our colleagues. All of you are there because all of you have transactions to carry out. So your relationship is based on those transactions. When you change your job and transfer to a different company, you will have a different set of relationships. And those old ones, most of them will cease because you do not share common transactions anymore. It is unfortunate that we see a lot of broken marriages these years. At first, it is all happiness and joy, then later it becomes all hatred. Many marriages start with the wrong intention. People marry for comfort, an answer to their need to survive and to succeed. People marry for physical attraction. If you have a hormonal based relationship, I don't think it will last. Even celebrities have bad hair days. And there are days you're not attractive, and that's a fact. So if that is the only thing that binds you, the relationship will be in trouble. Many marriages are in a mutual benefit scheme. So if you want to treasure a particular relationship, you need to manage it. By managing, you need to invest your time and energy. If you manage it well, your relationship will go well. If you manage it poorly, your relationship will go bad. If you don't manage it, it will die. I have friends during my college days that during that time we were so close. Ever since we graduated, we didn't communicate anymore. Not because we hate each other, but there wasn't any opportunity that allowed our paths to cross again. And neither of us exerted any energy to connect again. So our relationship died. I also have relatives who were close to me when we were young, but never got to connect after all these years. Well, that's the nature of relationships. If you want a relationship to be stronger, get ready to invest your time and energy. I want my relationship with my wife and our son to blossom. So I designed my life to have several interactions with them during the day, week, and month. So our relationships are the manifestation of whatever we do in the world. Now let's talk about love. Love is what happens within you. It is an inside job. It is not subjected to outside forces. When you start to fully grasp how beautiful life is, you can't help but exude love. Everything about you becomes love. Love has no color, gender, or race. Love has no conditions. You love because you are loving, not because the other person is loving. Love has no boundaries. You do not have love only for human beings. You fall in love to everything. When you fall in love to everything, anywhere you go, you are at peace. The way to real love is to transcend your needs. I repeat, the way to real love is to transcend your needs. So what do I mean by transcend your needs? My sister-in-law, she have multiple jobs, working hard just to put her kid to school and making sure there is food on the table. That is love. My auntie Star opting to stay with her boy at the hospital even though he has COVID, endangering her health in the process. That is love. My father-in-law gave up his job to be with his wife, to be her caregiver all these months, waking up in the middle of the night to make sure she drink her meds. But 75 years old, that is love. When you transcend your needs, you naturally become loving. Unfortunately, the biggest mistake today is that people are allowing outside forces to dictate how they feel and love. When you hear when you hear people say they are hungry for love, it means they are dependent on other people. They gave other people the permission to make them happy, sad, hurt, insecure, joyful, or unworthy. They gave the key to their happiness, joy, and love to other people. Remember, what happens within you should be the way you want it. You should hold the key to your heart. I know we have been bombarded by romantic pickup lines and sweet poetry for many, many years, and it is deeply rooted to our psyche. Songs like I Won't Last a Day Without You by the Carpenters and How Am I Supposed to Live Without You by Michael Bolton, and famous movie lines like You Complete Me in Jerry Maguire. I mean, who wouldn't fall for that, especially Tom Cruise is right in front of you? Every girl dreams of being rescued by his prince and live happily ever after. There is no denying that these are comforting words. But if you gave up the key to your heart, you allowed yourself to be imprisoned. Sorry to say this, but you allowed yourself to be a slave. If you continue to believe in these damsel in distress type of romance, well, that is what you're going to be. Unconsciously, you want to be hurt because you want to be rescued eventually. You attract chaos and pain. Unconsciously, you want to be helpless because you anticipate the best part of the story, which is you being rescued because you believe after that you live happily ever after with your prince. I really feel sad for those women who are caught in this vicious cycle, begging for somebody to love them. I will talk more about this in a different episode, but for now, if you are going through this cycle, please snap out of it before you ruin your life completely. If you are married, make your spouse feel it is okay to be defenseless. By defenseless, it means you don't need to put on that makeup to make yourself beautiful because you are already beautiful. You don't have to hold on to your need to be loved. By defenseless, it is okay to let your guard down. When you are defenseless, that is the ultimate expression. That is freedom. When somebody is free, she becomes authentic. Isn't it that's what we want for our loved ones to become? To be in their true self? One of the best decisions I made in my life was when I married my wife. My wife is so beautiful and very charming. But what I really liked about her, and still is that she exudes love. She took care of her sisters, her parents. She loves her students. Whatever she does, she pours her love into it. Every bit of her is love. No wonder many people love her, including me. To end this episode, I will leave you with these questions. What relationships do you want to treasure and how do you plan to manage it? In what instances you transcended your needs and gave love to someone? Thank you so much for listening, friends. Please rate and review this podcast and share it to your friends. Until next time, blessings always.